Carson Wentz, Bryce Harper, Rhys Hoskins, three of Philly's favorite athletes coming together for the first time to talk about being the next generation of sports stars in our town and the lives they live away from the field. This is our NBC 10 special, Philly Favorites. These three stars have wasted little time painting images this city won't soon forget.
Wentz sees, spins away, what a move!
Creating a collage of moments that connect deeply with their new home. Philly fans hope a masterpiece is in their future. We're talking championship. These are three of Philly's favorites.
Philly Favorites, sponsored by your local tri-state Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places.
I feel like it's probably the greatest feeling, like running out of a tunnel, like 100,000 people, and it's just like,
That's Bryce Harper imagining what it's like when Carson Wentz takes the field on game days. Carson, Bryce, and Rhys Hoskins sit down with us to support the Eagles quarterback's upcoming softball game and much more in this NBC 10 special. Hey everybody, welcome to our Philly special, Philly Favorites. And we've got a triple threat here, some of the youngest and brightest stars in our city. They're all 26 years old. Let's introduce them. Carson Wentz leading off.
how you doing, John?
Thanks for being here. Bryce Harper.
You know.
Thanks for coming. And Rhys Hoskins. Look at the love for the Sixers as well. Isn't that awesome? Very, very cool. You guys are from different places, but kind of out west, California, Vegas, and North Dakota. What were your impressions when you first heard you're going to go to Philly? And then what has it been like, and has it matched up with what you heard?
I mean, I was excited. You hear all about it. You see I saw Santa Claus getting snowballs thrown at him.
Why
back
bring
in the
that
day.
up again?
You just know how passionate the fan base was, and saw it and heard all about it. So I was excited for it, and the city's embraced me like no other. Same type of passion that they bring to sporting events is the same passion I play with.
Let's go! Let's go!
I feel like it's a perfect fit for me.
How about you guys?
Yeah, I think for me, being able to sign with the Phillies was something that I, was very excited to do.
I love my family very much, and Philly is going to be part of that family for a very long time.
I wanted to do everything I could to, play this game the right way every single night because, they show up for us each and every night. It's a blue-collar community. We know what we're going to get. They're going to come out. They're going to, root for us. They're going to let us know when we're playing bad. They're going to let us know when we're playing good. And, that's what it's all about. I love coming out here and trying to give it my all for this city and this team and for these fans as well. And, I'm looking forward to, doing that each and every night.
Rhys?
Yeah, it was a little delayed for me. Obviously, I was spending some time in the minor leagues. But once I got called up and really Philadelphia became more of a realistic opportunity that could have been in my future, you pay attention to it. The passion that this fan base and this city has is second to none, especially for us in a long season that baseball is. That raises the bar for us.
So I want to get your opinion about a couple things. I mean, I'm sure you saw Rhys when he took a couple 98-mile-per-hour fastballs up near the chin.
Oh, hey, what the heck? That's ridiculous.
So what do you think is tougher in what you guys do? When you're at the plate and you got a 98-mile-per-hour fastball coming up near your head, or you're back there and you got to throw a ball down the field and you got a 300-pound defensive lineman coming right at you and you know you're going to get hit. So what do you guys think is the toughest?
Well, I know for me, I ain't hitting a 98-mile-an-hour fastball. So, I think I'm a pretty good all-around athlete, but that's next level. So I know that's that ain't up my alley.
Yeah, I would say the exact opposite, right? I'm sure Bryce would too. Is like, even though you know that's coming, I'm not sure how you prepare for that. Being able to stick in the pocket like that and still deliver a throw right where you need to is quite impressive. But that's, I think, one of the reasons why I don't play football.
Oh man, I mean, somebody coming around that corner and you not knowing your blind side. I mean, hopefully your offensive, linemen are great, which they probably are. But I mean, somebody coming around that corner like J.J. Watt or Jadeveon Clowney or something, or Lawrence or anybody, I mean, I did not want to get hit by one of those guys at all. So, I mean, I'd rather take a fastball to the back than, 300-pound guy that can run a 4.7 40 and absolutely crush me. So I'm okay.
You win, Carson.
Numbers are in my favor today, so.
The numbers are also in Carson's favor when you compare the sports. In football, Doug Peterson's goal for Carson is him completing 7 of 10 throws. In baseball, a player who makes an out 7 of 10 times could be a Hall of Famer. So each sport presents difficult mental challenges.
I couldn't do that. I played high school baseball, and if I hit 500 for the game, I was pissed off. I was like, why didn't I get on every time? And for me, that just doesn't. That's tougher mentally to kind of weather, some of the storms that baseball brings about, because sometimes you're waiting an hour and a half before you get to step up to that dish, or a couple days or whatever. And for me, I got to go right back out there the next drive. So mentally, baseball, was a battle for me at times.
It's definitely a grind, like he's talking about, when you are, hurt for a couple days or, anything like that, not seeing live pitching or, anything like that. So, but them having to know playbooks and, look at playbooks all the time, and, him being the captain out there and really running an offense, I don't know if I could look at a playbook that long and really go front to back and know a playbook. So, I mean, it's definitely different from each sport.
It's a game that's rooted in failure, and I think part of the reason, or one of the main reasons why a lot of us get to play this beautiful game at the level that we do, is that we've learned how to cope with failure, deal with failure, learn from it. Like Carson said, one of the things that he's glad about football is he gets to go out the next drive. Well, I think on the flip side, these guys only have 16 games, right? One thing I think that's beautiful about baseball is we make a mistake in the 9th inning of a game. We get to go out the next day and hopefully rectify that mistake. And baseball has a funny way of putting you in a situation, that same situation, the exact same day. So usually it kind of works out that way, and just kind of makes sports beautiful, I think.
And that's precisely what happened with Rhys in New York recently. He was almost hit by a pitch in the 9th inning in a loss. The next night, Rhys faced the same pitcher, also in the 9th inning.
And watch how long it takes him to get around the bases. He's going to soak this all in.
He took the longest time to get around.
Swag.
As far as Statcast. So what
You wanted all eyes on him. I loved it.
So when you're watching that, what do you think?
I'm just laughing. I mean, I'm laughing because I know him now. It's different when you're just a competitor and you see another competitor, but now that I personally know him, kind of know what they go through and how they play the game. I loved it.
I replayed that situation in my head hundreds of times that night, thought about different things that I could have done. I guess I went with the slow trot, and I'm happy I did it. I just was enjoying the moment, and it's been a fun thing to kind of laugh about now that it's over with.
That was last July. Carson Wentz and his new bride Maddie with their wedding reception entrance, and it's been a thrilling last year for all 3 of these 26-year-olds. Bryce and his wife Kayla just last month announced they're expecting a baby, and last August Rhys proposed to his fiancée Jamie. What you do for a living, you're doing it in front of 70,000 or 40,000 people every night. What was more nerve-wracking, the proposal, getting that ready, or what you do on a nightly basis?
Proposal, hands down. Not even a question.
I think playing in front of my wife, because she always asks me, why do you swing that slider on the dirt every night?
She gets it.
So she gets it.
How much did you put into the thought and then the preparation of that moment for you guys?
A lot, yeah. A lot. And it wasn't, I don't know about these guys, I'm sure it's probably the same, but there wasn't really any fear that, you know, I wasn't going to get the answer that I was hoping for. We'd been together for a long time. But it's just something that you grow up picturing. She's obviously grown up with a certain picture in her head, and obviously you love the woman. You want to make her happy and give her what she's hoping for and all that she's hoping for. So that will be probably the most nerve-wracking thing I do until I get married.
And then, how about for you, Bryce?
You know, I think we all have something that we look at and go, okay, we should do it this way or do it that way. And she does as well. And I mean, you owe her the world. I mean, it's something that, you know, we've been together for a long period of time as well. And I've known her since we were, 12, 13 years old. So she's been through the whole process with me, from good, bad, and the ugly. She's been there. So, you know, I love her very much, and I'm very, very happy to be able to be with the woman I am. She makes me laugh every night. You know, if it's, you know, I think that's the thing that with baseball players and athletes is there's things in life that are bigger than just baseball. If that's the man upstairs or if that's your family or anything like that, you understand that you're going to go home and you're going to see your wife, you're going to see your family. I'm very fortunate enough to have a baby boy coming, and I can't imagine what that's going to feel like as well. So, you know, it's something that I, you know, am very excited to, you know, be part of, and I'm very blessed to have the family and the wife that I do, and just very happy about it.
You get critiques too?
Not really.
No?
I was a little different. She wasn't a football fan before,
There you go.
So now she is. But I'm sure she'll get to that critique point. I'm sure. But no, we're like they said. I mean, we're all very, very blessed, and it just always keeps things in perspective. After a good game, bad game, indifferent game, doesn't matter. You go home. They love you for who you are, not the player that you are.
The first time we've seen all these guys together with their wives, it was at a recent Sixers game. And the crossover with all the teams in town has been evident since these three came to Philly. They say it's part of the fabric of the city, and it makes Philly so special.
That was a cool thing about coming to a city that loved all their sports teams. If that's the Flyers, Sixers, Eagles, or us, I mean, it's such a great fan base for every single team. And to have such a young core with every single team that's in the city is really, really fun. And, you know, I look forward to, you know, really getting to know, you know, the Eagles and the Sixers, the Flyers, I mean, all these teams, and really being able to cheer for every single one of these guys and know what they, you know, go through, how they go about it, what they're like. Watching him from afar, you know, seeing how he takes his mentality into the game, what he does, how he prepares, just everything that he does as a person, as a player. You look up to a guy like that.
We fuel off that. You know, we fuel off that when we play, but then to be able to come together and cheer on the Sixers or cheer on the Flyers or whoever it is, or go to a Phillies game, you just feel a part of the culture here in the city. And again, the way they embrace us when we're on the field, we want to, you know, give the same back to other cities or other teams within the city. And at the same time, the young talent that's all over, and when teams are successful and there's a lot of, you know, hope and you know, a lot of young talent, like I said, that just is always makes it, you know, that much more exciting.
All these guys that we've been fortunate enough to be around and meet and hang out with, just really great dudes, right? Really easy to root for. We as fans of football and basketball and hockey, we get to go out and watch them do their thing just the same way that they come and watch us, and it's just fun. It's easy to feed off of. It's fun to watch, and it's great to support.
And the support was also fantastic a year ago for Carson's first annual celebrity softball game. So successful that Carson is doing it again. So mark your calendars. The date is Friday, May 31st at Citizens Bank Park. You can buy your tickets by visiting ao1foundation.org or get more info on our website, nbc10.com. And Carson couldn't be more excited for year two.
It was amazing, first of all. I mean, we had 25,000 fans coming to a charity softball game. But again, that doesn't really surprise me for a city like this. But it was special. You know, all the guys were loving it, having a blast out there being kids. Hey, everyone up! Some were absolutely terrible, and some were dropping bombs. But no, we had a lot of fun, and, you know, we're looking for a lot of the same this year.
And for you, with this event, when you came to town, we've talked about it before, you immediately dived in to try to help out the community. Why was it so important to you when you came here?
Yeah, I mean, I knew when the NFL was a realistic goal and a reality for my life that I just wanted to use that platform for good. To make a difference, to impact people. Really all over, so we do stuff back home, we do stuff in Haiti, but when coming here, I was like, I knew I wanted to get involved here, and to have an event that, is just a community engagement event and gets people involved and do it here at Citizens Bank Park, it's pretty special, and it's amazing just to be involved in this city, and we love it, and the city uplifts us, and we're trying to do the same.
Philly Favorite Fun Facts, sponsored by your local Tri-State Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places.
Ever wonder what this moment is like for Carson Wentz?
I play a different position than, say, a linebacker and a lineman, so I got to try and stay even keel, but man, that moment is really hard to stay even keel. I'm pretty fired up, ready to go.
Did you know that Rhys Hoskins proposed to his fiancee Jamie while the Phils were on their West Coast road trip a year ago? And Jamie has planned the wedding for the first week after the World Series because she has a feeling Rhys and the Phils could be playing in the Fall Classic this year.
You love the Eagles, let me get a hell yeah!
The Eagles and Phillies are the two pro teams that most recently led Philly to a championship. Carson, of course, led the Birds to the best record in football 2 years ago before suffering that season-ending injury. That season still ended with a parade down Broad Street. I asked Bryce if he's ever seen that parade.
It's something you dream about your whole life. I mean, that's why you play this game. Being able to take 25 guys and be able to, win a whole year and understanding what that takes and the drive and the mentality and the off-season workouts and the spring training workouts. I mean, I'm getting chills thinking about it because it's just it's something that you do all year long and you process it all year long and you think about it all year long. And that's why I picked Philly. It was a place where I thought that we could come in here as a team and really make a difference in the city and win and understand what it takes to win and understand how to do it each and every single night.
What would you say about each other? What is your favorite thing about what they do on the field? I'll start with you, Carson, about these guys.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, these guys swing the bat violently. You see Rhys digging balls out of the dirt, taking them yard. I saw that one a couple of weeks ago here, and Bryce is swinging. His feet are coming off the ground. He's swinging so hard. Seeing Bryce come in and the passion he plays the game of baseball is. To me, it's almost a football mentality at times, just because sometimes baseball's a little slower and maybe not as much emotion out there. But he brings that, and I think it's a perfect fit for this city. And the same thing with Rhys. And so I just enjoy watching. I kind of stopped following baseball a little bit for a while in college, but now coming here, it's just something that I'm getting back into and paying attention to it. And it brings me back to when I used to play, and these guys are a pleasure to watch.
You're on a professional football field. You're incredibly athletically gifted. Same with Carson, obviously. But I think one thing that's really cool to watch from afar is how he's able to bring 10 other guys, get everybody on the same page. To be able to do that on such a national stage, each and every weekend. Obviously, we get to see it in Philly every weekend, but when he does stuff like that on a national stage, it's fun to watch.
Him being able to come into a city and really bring that winning mentality and play the game that he knows how to play, but also stay as grounded as he is. And also, I know this isn't the best thing to bring up, but when he gets hurt, how much of a teammate he was to all of his teammates. And it goes to show how great of a person he was, how great of a leader he is. And that's a guy you want to be next to. That's a guy you want to be in that foxhole with, going to battle with every single week. And the Eagles are very lucky to have him.
So when you see this Phillies team this year and the handshakes and the celebration that they have, does that remind you of a couple years ago?
A couple years ago. My brother and I were actually talking about that about a month ago, and we saw how much fun they're having. I'm like, I know that feeling. I know that feeling when you're out there just playing, having fun.
Few teams had more fun than the Eagles on their run to the Super Bowl 2 years ago.
Hey, we're gonna do it again. See, come here.
The celebrations you see from the Phillies this year show there is something special happening with their team as well.
There's a difference from last year to this year. Obviously, some of the guys that we've added are very good at what they do on the field. But I think what's pretty special about this group is with all the new guys that we have, it feels like we've been together for a lot longer than just a couple months.
And Bryce, I remember a couple years ago you said baseball is kind of a tired sport. You wish you could show more emotion, and you're obviously bringing that. We saw it on your first weekend here in Philadelphia. Do you agree with Carson that you kind of have like a football passion, almost an emotion that you want to bring out? I know it's 162, but I get that sense.
I think every night you should bring, what you have. If that's 60%, if that's 100%, you should bring it every single night. And for me, I don't want to take this game for granted at all. This could be my last game I ever played tonight. And I think if I don't get the job done, he's going to get the job done, and vice versa. So we can rely on each other as a team, and we want to go out there and just play hard, play the game the right way, and do the things we can for this city to, hopefully be on Broad Street one day like the frickin' Eagles were, and, do what we can to, be the best team in the league.
We got a little jersey swap going on right now. We see it after football games all the time.
Yep.
Not so much in baseball, but we can get it done here.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we got a big 1-7 here for you, Rhys.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, I got the kicker. Number 3 here. You got the kicking jersey.
We got your number 11 here.
There we go. Now we're talking.
There we go.
We're probably like we will.
That's awesome.
No doubt.
These are pretty sweet uniforms, aren't they?
Yeah.
I love green and black. I think it's awesome. Green, black and white.
Sweet.
All we need is the pads, and we're good to go.
You can have the pads.
Show them up to the camera just a little bit.
Appreciate you, Carson.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you guys.
Number 3, that's Mark Sanchez.
Fellas, thanks a lot.
Yeah, it is.
Gosh,
Thanks a lot. Appreciate it, guys.
Okay, appreciate it.
Thanks, Sean.
You guys are the best. Three of the most grounded superstars here in Philadelphia, 26 years old, leading this city into its sports future. Hopefully more parades down Broad Street like they were talking about. Thanks for watching. Philly Favorites, everybody.